All right, first and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world literally called Jesus Christ. All right, we back at y'all with another Friday night class through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Glad we could be back with y'all to the grace of the Most High. We got some things to talk about tonight. Some news in Israel and whatnot. So we're gonna deal with these things, talk about these things through the Spirit. Just give me 1 second. Make sure to share this. All right. Where we at? So now, there's a situation that happened a couple weeks ago. We made a video about certain of the child abuse and murder scandals that, you know, have been coming up in Israel. A few years ago, North Carolina, you know, we had that nut kill that little boy in the mom, and they made a docu, like a little show about it. And then we recently had something that got publicized. Situation down there in Georgia, they locked a little boy up in the basement. He got cancer. We went in through the Spirit. We went hard on it. Now, if y'all watch that video, I said that some brothers had told me about the situation and were trying to link me up with dude who was accusing the situation. I gotta say Salaki, because that wasn't the situation that brothers was trying to tell me about. That wasn't the individual brothers was trying to link me with. Go ahead.
Now also too, that kid, the kid that got locked in the basement, wasn't the one that caught the cancer. It was it was two.
Oh, it was another kid. Okay. Another kid. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Brothers, you know, solid brothers out here out of San Diego, that we've been knowing and fellowshipping, you know, and intermingling with for some time. Who they were trying to put me on game to was a brother out of Maryland, not out of Georgia, not out of course, out of North Carolina, which that situation is wrong there. This brother's out of Maryland. Okay. This is a very unfortunate situation. Some of us have seen this on Facebook. It's going around somewhere on YouTube. I believe the brother's name is YASHARAHLA. Very unfortunate situation has transpired in that brother's life. As of March the 9th, he got locked up to do 13 years. 13 years for absolutely positively nothing. Absolutely positively nothing. So you know, which I should have had a good feeling that these brothers weren't going to lead me or be so adamant to try to get me with an amplified situation with somebody who was guilty. You know what I mean? So that's what it was kind of funny, but it was just it was kind of just me assuming, because the brother Shamar was telling me about this, that his mom was seeing, him and his mom was seeing. And I figure I just put two and two together. I'm like, how many Hebrew Israelite child abuse scandals could possibly be going on?
Right.
And there was another one. There was another one that got no media coverage, you know, outside of local media coverage. And of course, in the local media, they crucified the brother, Aliyasha, I believe his name is. So, we're gonna talk about the situation. Probably what I'm gonna do in the post production of this video, I'm gonna take it, cut it up from the live stream, and actually put his whole video in there so people can get his whole side of the story and testimony. But first and foremost, can I get Revelations 12 and 17? That's what I need to lead off, because this is really what it boiled down to, is Revelation 12 and 17.
Book of Revelations.
And I believe this brother's one of the brothers that went to the UN. If anybody saw that, the brothers go to the UN and whatnot. He was one of the brothers that went to the UN. Well, go ahead.
Book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 17. 17. Salah. And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
Who is the dragon? The devil, Esau, namely his primary system of military might dealing with the Western powers. All right. EU, NATO, America being the chief of all that.
Right.
The dragon. Going all the way back to that Roman Empire that wanted to devour our Messiah. Read on.
Was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
Went to make war with the Israelites, what the white man has been doing, making war with us. Esau has. Read on.
Which keep the commandments of the Most High.
Which what?
Keep the commandments of the Most High.
That's especially dragon wants to make war with. The commandments. And from the estimation, from not only the brother's testimony, his wife's testimony of other Israelites in the community, but also the proof that the brother produced, photographs, videos, a lifestyle being led in his household. He was a commandment keeper, all right? Feeding his kids organically, homeschooling them so they weren't getting poisoned in Esau's school system. All of those various things, right?
Right.
So, of course, the dragon wants to make war with him, all right? And he ain't, he just the beginning of it. The dragon is going to come and make war with all of us.
Right.
As many brothers know, video come out tomorrow, but we are now, when I say we, and not just Hebrew Israelites, the SICARRI is now recognized as a federally recognized as a hate group in the country.
Right.
One of only 4 Israelite camps that is federally recognized as a hate group, right? People can say that Hebrew Israelites is a hate group. That's one thing. That's a blanket statement. But when your group, the room that we in right now is listed as the headquarters of a hate group on a federal, on an agency known as the Southern Poverty Law Center that works on behalf of the federal government to track hate groups, right?
Right.
So we know that that could be potentially utilized at one point or another as an auspice to persecute us in one way or another. It's for the dragon to make war with us, to demonize us.
Right.
About how much of a hate group we are. But how many white people are dead in the streets because of us? None. How many black people are dead in the streets because of us? A lot less. Because we are repenting, we're coming into the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
But that's what they have a problem with, because they understand that the low-level devil, he doesn't get it. The white man that's walking up and down the street, he'll never understand. The higher up white man understands that you are fighting him when you keep the law, statutes, and commandments. He understands that his power is being taken from him every day that you don't turn to sin.
God.
He gets it. He understands. Hold that. Give me Ephesians 6. This is what our people need to begin to understand. You heard Public Enemy in the 90s tell you to fight the power, but they didn't tell you how to fight the power. If they would have been able to fight the power, what's my man Flavor Flav when the smoke crack? All that fight the power. You didn't know how to. You couldn't fight the power of crack. How do you fight the power? Give me that 6 and 12 in the book of Ephesians.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Guns, that's cool. I ain't telling you don't go get no guns. Okay, if you have the right to bear arms in this country, by all means, you reserve the right to do that. This country, allegedly, if it's supposed to be what it says it is, has granted you that right. I didn't tell you not to get guns, but you're not going to defeat the white man with guns.
Right.
Sorry to say. You're going to defeat the white man spiritually through keeping the commandments. Go ahead.
Principalities against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
This is what you're warring against. So when we keep the commandments, the crackers in the high place, he realizes what's going on. He sees his kingdom crumble. When he sees you on a street corner and you're not on the street corner selling dope, you're not on the street corner busting a rap, you're on the street corner teaching your people the laws, the kingdom is crumbling before his eyes and he can't take it. So he tries to figure out ways to wage war against you. So in this instance, the devil, being who he is, catching a foothold in an unruly little girl, to infiltrate and wage war against this family. That's what happened in this instance. The war is totally spiritual. All right, go ahead.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
That's what we war against. So when we keep the commandments, that is what's going to bring the white man down. If you riot right now, the white man is not looking at that riot as if he's going to go down. You keeping these laws, you coming to class, you going to camp, you teaching, you putting fringes on your clothes, you putting Lashawan Kwadash on your Facebook name. He's looking at that and he's saying,
Hey group.
Hey group, we got to do something about this. Because if we don't do anything about this, we will not have power again. Because they know once they fall, there's no getting it back. There's absolutely no getting it back, and he knows it. He is trying to prolong his time and his reign of terror as much as he can. So he has to make war against you. Or you got 7 kids in a household adamantly keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. We have to do something about that.
Right.
Every one person they can get to stop keeping the laws, they know it's extending they keep them. You see? Right? So go ahead. Finish that out.
Finish that out, Shemar. That was it on Ephesians.
Go back to that Revelation 12:17. Start from the top again.
Back in the book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
And the dragon was wroth with that woman. All right? He's mad at that woman. Who is the woman? Israel. 12 tribes is the woman. Read.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
That's right.
Which keepeth the commandments of the Most High, and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
The brother was in Christ, so to speak. He believed in the Messiah. Read on.
That's it on that.
So that's what happened in this instance. The dragon is wroth with our people, and he seeks to make war with our people.
Right.
And they made war with that family, with the house of that man. That man who took on a woman who had children prior to getting with him. Right? Those kids was not his. Some of them, of course, were his. Raised them as if they were his own rather. And the kid that stirred this whole situation up was one that was not his own, but he raised as if it was his own. All right, and that's what makes this situation that much more absolutely disgusting. Give me Sirach 25 and 24. Has it been declared by presidents of old in this country that the Bible is the law of the land? Who knows? It has been, right, Quran? The Bible is supposed to be the law of the land, according to the white man who runs this country. Well, let's take a look at what the Bible says. This man, this little girl, like so many poor lost sisters, right? And the reason why she's lost, she has leadership and guidance in the home in the form of this brother and in the form of her mother. But why she's lost is that's not her father. That's her problem. That's the demon that's fighting inside of her. My daddy. He's their daddy. I ain't got no daddy. So what does she want because she ain't got a daddy? She wants a man. Not this man that my mom was with, though. I want my own man.
Oh, you're the biological?
He's not the biological father of the girl that started all of this.
Okay.
So like so many lost little poor girls of our nation, she's looking for love in all the wrong places. Go out and get with all these dudes. And of course, like any man that cares about a girl that he's been entrusted with the care of, does not want her to go and do something stupid and put herself in a stupid situation with some stupid little boy or some stupid grown man. So he did certain actions. The majority of these actions had nothing to do with any level of physicality. Rather had to do with the deprivation of a damn cell phone, which would drive a little girl to commit murder on you in this day and age. Right? Got her hooked and addicted. The dragon is making war with you in your household. Written, your enemy shall be they of your own household.
Right.
And that's what happened here. So let's see what the Bible says you should do in these instances. Because what happened is this little girl got mad that she had strict godly rule over her that would not allow her to go and make herself a damn whore. So what did that little girl do? She ran to the goddamn white man and told and lied on the man who was as the role of her father and her biological mother, and said they had locked her in a room for 7 months and neglected and abused her. When all they did was this. Give me that Sirach 25 and 24.
God, book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 24. Of the woman.
And read to 25. Go ahead.
Of the woman.
Of the who?
Of the woman.
Of the woman. Read.
Came the beginning of sin.
And that was an example of that. Her mother being a shining beacon of how to keep the commandments and walk uprightly as a woman, she rejected that. due to whatever inner issues and demons that she had. And she instead chose to run to the serpent. Read.
Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died.
And now this brother, who is nothing but who is nothing but what her daddy would have never been, and nothing but what every Negro that she was trying to run and get with, right? Got him locked in jail for the next 13 years. This is a brother that understands the end of America is coming. He knows that. So he got to tell the rest of his kids that he can contact, because they done deprived him of contacting certain of his children. The rest of his kids he can contact. I don't know if I will see you again. Not, I don't know when I'm going to see you again. I don't know if I'm going to see you again. Because within the next 13 years, there ain't going to be no America. You see what I'm saying? So he's looking at it like, I may not, if it, of course, the end is going to probably come before then, most high willing. And in the next 13 years, how many more of us do you think they're going to do this to? This place has to be destroyed. You see?
Gone.
So he's looking at it like, I might not even ever see my children again. So the kids that they took, he ain't seen since January of last year. Ain't been able to talk to or contact his kid. They got no contact order. Lying on this man. Saying he's in a terrorist, radical hate group that hates women. So because they hate women, he doesn't feed his youngest daughter. And that she can't walk, but he has pictures and videos of her. They took her and allegedly say she couldn't walk, walking and eating, smiling and playing. The white man is the devil, make no
right.
mistake. That's all that means. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 25. Give the water no passage. Neither
give what?
Give the water no passage.
Read on.
Neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
So all that brother was doing was following the Bible, which allegedly is the law of the land of this God-forsaken country. It says, do not give a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Right. That was a wicked woman. He did not want to give her liberty to gad abroad. In the Bible. And he's now going to do 13 years in jail for keeping the commandments of God. You see that? Let's get, stay in Sirach, skip to 26, and read 8 to 13.
You want, go up.
Sirach, the 26, go to the 26th chapter, okay, and read 8 to 13 there. 26th chapter.
God. Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 8. A drunken woman, abroad,
and they gather abroad. Read on.
Cause of great anger.
You see that? Cause of great anger. He had a right to be mad that this little girl is trying to run off with every Tom, Dick, and damn Harry that want to give her the time of day. Right? Read on. And then, hold on. But then, look, they let a brother stay up in their house. Brother, 27 years old. Apparently, at some point or another, the 15-year-old girl, she could even be 14 at the time, and the 27-year-old start liking on each other, right? So she want to run off with him, and she does eventually run off with this man. And the brother gets charged with assault for attempting to stop the girl to go with the man, but they tell him that even if he would have just let her go, that would have also been a crime. White man is a devil.
That's a catch-22.
That's a catch-22. But here's my thing. If this brother that's 27 years old that was staying with them, if he's supposed to be in the truth, right? If you in the truth and this man is the head over this girl, shouldn't he have approached the father in this situation? But what? You didn't want the father to utterly refuse, which is what he probably would have did, which he would have had the right to do. You had this little girl run away, and then she run away with you, and y'all send her right back to damn Maryland. We operating like that. If you know a brother that's in the truth, he got a daughter, a stepdaughter, whatever. You know, as a man that's a Hebrew Israelite, that it's your culture to go and approach that man about that. That's your culture. This is what has always been done. You think Joseph didn't go to Mary's father about that? Joseph went to Mary's father. They were espoused. They were engaged. may at least you go and approach that woman's father. That's how that worked, period. Other way. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, and if the father utterly refused, you have to respect that. Already did some backdoor stuff. You know what I'm saying? Guys ain't getting into the culture for real, man. Really, and this dude's letting you stay up in the crib.
Right. You
should have just stepped to him. Look, yo, what's up? I know she young, but I mean, look, you liked on her. Just tell him. If you're really about it, if you're really in this thing, you know, I like on your daughter. I'm gonna tell you. All right, and what's up? What's going on? What arrangements need to be made? Because that's our ancient customs. I ain't gonna go to your 14-year-old daughter and tell her that though, yeah, right? But just your daughter, you know what I mean?
So I would even say, you know, step to him to maybe, you know, especially if you know she's liking on you.
Future arrangement.
I was about the future arrangement. You know she's liking on you. Just be on somebody else. Step to the pops, like, you know, when she's get to that age,
3-4 years. Hey, keep her on the wrap for me.
Keep her on ice. You know what I'm saying, for me. Get on your Tiger and Kylie. You know.
Yeah, keep her on ice.
Keep her on ice till she's ready.
Talk about it.
It's like a good point, but what they want to do is live that. That's that when you're in the world high school fantasy, right?
Yeah,
and run off with your girl. You want to at the park. We're gonna work it out, maybe somehow.
And that's all I heard about. But nigga, you're 27, bro. I've been doing that. I ain't heard of a nigga that old doing that. And you in the truth. That's the kicker now. We talking about just a nigga in the world liable to do anything. You're in the truth. You're in the knowledge, and you living some high school fantasy out. Damn near 30 years old. This man done let you up in his house to stay, to live when you just ain't had no place to go. And that's how you repay him. Instead of stepping to him like a man, you step to him to ask him to live with him. What's up with the girl? You know? Especially if she's out talking to Negroes in the world, trying to run off with niggas in the world, you better off saying, look, hey, let me look, just keep her on ice for me. Couple years, I'm gonna come get her because them niggas in the world ain't no good. She better off with me in the truth. If you were a damn man, but of course you're not. You see what I'm saying? I got a daughter. What are you? I'm gonna respect you if you gonna want to go around behind my damn back. Hell nah, you supposed to be in the truth. You gotta approach me. Okay. Our forefathers handled it. These Negroes, they in the world, man. They not in this truth. Where we at? Go ahead back to that.
Back in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 8. Salah, chapter 26, verse 8.
Read.
A drunken woman in the gather abroad causeth great anger.
That's right.
And she will not cover her own shame.
And that's what the little girl was not doing. She was not covering her own shame. And she is so damn shameless that this little girl, even after she gets taken and removed out of the custody of her parents, she's running away from them. They calling the police. She's running away, running out all hours of the night, messing around with boys, even then. But you're gonna lock me up behind her word. Crazy. But of course the white man is gonna do it. In the court case, there was no witnesses for the state. They didn't have any witnesses to anything. These brothers had witnesses, and the sister had witnesses, and they had evidences. The state had experts that came and told their understanding of the state and the situation the kids were in after examining them weeks after they were taken from their parents' custody. Talking about the kids were vitamin D deficient because they're vegans. So then go and take away all vegans' kids. Plenty of white vegans be having any kids then. You lying devils. Right? So go ahead.
Verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks
you see
and
that?
eyelids.
Which I can only imagine. Then they said this little girl is out and only her panties and bra. All kind of stuff all over social media. The Bible talks about a little girl like this, right? And according to their own words and what they said, and even what was brought out in the trial, they were very lenient on this little girl. But this man is doing 13 years in jail. But mind you, this is the same state that they executed Corinne Gaines in front of her child last year, right? Last summer. You see? The same state where they murdered Freddie Gray and acquitted all them damn police. Go ahead.
If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
If her daughter be shameless, keep her in straight. He was only following the Bible, and she wasn't locked in a room for 7 months. It might have felt like that to that damn little end of the world high school girl. It might have felt like that, but that's not what went on. They're supposed to keep her in straitly according to the Bible. All right? But they didn't lock her in a room for no damn 7 months. But she's supposed to keep her damn ass in her little fast, funky ass in the house. Period. You don't got to be in the truth to know that. You don't even have to read the Bible to know that. Your grandma had that much sense. Right? Keep her in straight. Let me read it again.
If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
Keep her in straightly. That's all they were trying to do. Follow the Bible. The white man gave this brother 13 years, and we don't know what the mom is going to get next month. We don't even know Most High be with her. We don't know what she's going to get. We know that they have a tendency to be far more lenient on women than men. They may let her walk. They may say she was under the influence of this woman-hating, manipulative cult leader, you know, so we're going to give her a slap on her. We don't know. We have no idea. But regardless, Most High be with that sister. Go ahead.
God. Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
If you give her too much liberty, she's going to abuse herself. Every chance of freedom she got, she showed her undying lust to abuse herself with the overmuch liberty that she wanted to obtain. She displayed that every time, and they merely tried to save her from her own shameless, wicked self. And they didn't do it through torture or any form of beating or mutilation or false imprisonment either. They merely followed what the Bible said you should do. Read on.
Verse 11. Watch over an impudent eye.
Watch over her with an impudent eye. Watch that little girl. Watch what she's doing. Watch what the hell she got going on that damn computer, on that damn phone, social sites, in that damn room. Read.
If she trespass against
and marvel not, because this little shameless girl is going to trespass every chance she gets, and that's what this little girl did. This part in the Bible is written about this little girl. Read on.
She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler.
You see that? A thirsty traveler. Do you think that she was in love with this 27-year-old man that was staying in the house? No, she wasn't. Watch this. We're going to read about it. Go ahead.
She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain and drink of every water near her.
It's not that she was in love with this nigga.
Right.
He was the water that was near her.
Right.
All right. So she drank from him. Read on.
By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver.
That's why she's running to every little boy she can find and running off. Open her quiver. What?
And open her quiver against every arrow.
Who know what that means? There we go. There we go. Brother was just trying to save her from that. That's all. From being a hoe and not being respected by anybody she ever met. That's all the brother wanted for her. Crazy as her own, like what her father never was. You know, and how did she repay him? 13 years in the penitentiary and his kids taken away.
And on another note, he probably could have been deceived by her too. You know, he might think that, you know, okay, maybe this is something special. Maybe she doesn't do that. Maybe he didn't know her history.
Yeah, the 27-year-old dude, yeah.
Right.
He's deceived. He's not knowing what's going on. Why you think she got sent back to Maryland so damn quick? Horrible. That's what that was 13?
Kosh, and open her quiver against every arrow. Verse 13. You want 13 too?
Yeah, 13.
Verse 13. The grace of a wife and her discretion will fatten his bones.
You see that? She discretion is key with a woman. Give me 1 Corinthians 7:38. This little girl ain't know nothing about discretion. Her father and mother tried to teach her discretion. When you see her mother, she's discreet, wearing modest apparel, head covered. She was taught discretion, but she didn't receive discretion. All right? So go ahead when you got it.
Book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 38. So then he in marriage doeth well, but he that give her not in marriage doeth better.
The brother was trying to do better. He said, you know what, whatever, go ahead with that 27-year-old man. But he wanted to do better than that. You see what I'm saying? And how does she repay him? 13 years in pain. You see that? Give me Job 10 and 21 to 22. Because this is really what it boiled down to.
Chapter 10, verse 21. Before I go whence, I shall not return. Even the land of darkness and the shadow of death.
That's where we at. A land of darkness and the shadow of death. Read on.
Darkness as darkness itself. And of the shadow of death without any order. Without any order.
That's this place. It's as the shadow of death without any order. That's designed to fail for our people every time.
Right.
We're supposed to have faith in the quote-unquote American justice system, and this is a textbook example of a horrendous failure on the part of the American justice system. It's broken and it cannot be fixed. It continually fails our people. This dude had an all-white jury. His wife had an all-white jury. You see that? They set it up to crucify these people, and it's utterly disgusting, right? But this is that place of darkness as the shadow of death, where there is not any order. There's not going to be any justice. The system is not going to work for us. The system is out of order or broken. Designed to totally kill us, obliterate us, period. And that's a clear example of that, showing you how inferior the system of America is. For anybody to believe in it at this point is asinine. But we have a system that is, you can't mess with. We have a system of total perfection,
right,
that works every time, completely. That was 22. Give me any.
One last bite.
Go ahead.
And where the light is as darkness.
And where the light is darkness. They demonized this man publicly in court, painted a narrative that he was some women-hating radical extremist, religious extremist,
right, in
newspapers. He said white people were online calling him the devil and saying they hope he burns in hell. The irony of that. I'm the devil because I don't want my daughter to be a whore. I saw something. I was watching Cardi B did an interview with Vlad TV. Everybody know Cardi B, Dominican former stripper turned reality star, and she's a rapper now. She's got some songs out. So Vlad asked her about slut shaming. Initially, she was like, I don't like that, but then she kind of backpedaled. Why did she backpedal? Because blacks and Hispanics know sluts should be shamed. White people are teaching you it's okay to be a slut. White women are trying to push this narrative into our sisters' minds. A little bit that's like, she's like, you know, if you fuck 5 niggas on the same block, like, you're a hoe. Like, what's gonna happen? This is what she said now. Excuse my language, that's her quote. Period. You had sex with 5 niggas on the same block, you're going to be slut shamed and you deserve it. You see what I'm saying? But white people are trying to superimpose their gross sexual immorality continually on our people.
Right.
So he's a monster because he didn't want to allow that little girl to do that. Allow the little girl to do it, they would have tried to spin it around and made him a monster then anyway.
Right.
You see? Because the white man is the devil.
That's right. Quick precept.
Go ahead.
You got Leviticus?
Nope.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness.
So the land has become full of wickedness and whoredom. Trying with all his might, and his wife were trying with all their might for their daughter not to be a part of that whoredom and wickedness.
Right, right.
She was determined, and now she's gonna get what she wants. Now, who knows what the hell she been doing for this last year outside of her parents' care? Probably in the. You said what?
I thought you said you had an update.
Well, she was running off and all that, but you know, who know, you know what I mean? Who knows what she was out doing? She was out popping and what rod she was on. You know what I mean? I'm just coming straight because that's the reality of the situation. They tried their damnedest to keep her away from this whoredom and wickedness, and she tried her damnedest to resist them, and she did it by running to our open enemy, the devil, the white man, Esau. She ran to them, and she just knew for a fact the white man is going to give me a license to be a hoe. All the white man has ever wanted her and every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian woman to be is a hoe. That's all they've ever wanted. So that she knows if I want to go and be a hoe, be a hoe. My historic pimp. Y'all remember we did a lesson saying the only way the black and Hispanic women were going to stop being hoes is if America ceased to exist because they were only brought to America to be exploited for their bodies, period. That's literally what's going on. Run to the pimp, and she can get that pass to be a hoe all she wants. Let's say she's in a foster home, or she gets adopted by somebody. What you think is going to happen then? If she want to run off and go be with some little boy, they don't like her, all she's going to do is get cycled to another foster home. She's going to do the same thing. Or she's going to end up in a relationship with one of the motherfuckers that live there. You see what I'm saying? That's just the reality of the situation, and it's absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, and that's all they tried to stop. And when you don't want a black woman to be a hoe, you get put in prison.
God,
you want her to be a hoe, you get celebrated. You just can't make any money off her being a hoe. She's got to be a hoe for self. All that goes into the ritualistic nature of Babylon, because ancient Babylon, the women were hoes. The cult of Semiramis had to go and sell her body for money. That's what the groves of the strip club, that's where it all comes from. It comes from those ancient mother goddess whorish forms of worship and rituals. It's where it all comes from. They would dance around the Asherah pole and take you back and have sex with you for a sum of money. But they didn't have a pimp. So the white man will throw you in jail. Your cousins who went down on that, how long your cousins do,
man.
Sergeant?
One like 5, one like 7.
5 and 7. How much did their hoes do? They didn't do anything. Months at best. That's it. If you're a hoe in America, you're not going to do.
That's federal. That's federal too.
And that's federal. Now watch this. Let's just take a look at something. Let's just take a look at the charges for human trafficking versus the charges. Because you realize once they call it human trafficking, that the woman that's being a hoe is no longer a criminal. Did they just do that law?
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Break that down. Somebody bring it out because I forget the exact understanding.
I want to say.
Yeah, it's familiar, but I'm not too.
Sony was it? I think you were going into it.
I was the one that told you about it, but it was fresh on my mind when I told you. I haven't looked further.
I want to say if. Oh, it's for the underage. I want to say it was
underage.
Yeah. That's what it was.
So what happened? It was something to where they would charge. They used to charge the underage, the minor.
Yeah,
they won't charge minors or a prostitute.
Yeah. They just gonna hit the do with the trafficking.
Right. Basically, what it's doing is it's perpetuating whoredom throughout the land. Because now
you can be an underage hoe and you know that I'm cool.
Right.
What I'm doing is really not even illegal because I'm not gonna go to jail for it. But the nigga that's hoeing me out, he's gonna go forever.
Right. Yeah.
But listen. Right. But how does the pimp game go? Because now the pimp game is based off of women choosing the men that they want to get with. Like these guys are going and kidnapping girls and chaining them up. That happens. Let's not get that twisted, but we're in San Diego, California. These girls are aspiring to be prostitutes. And so they are born, all they want to be is a hoe. At 15, at 16, Karam.
It's not the East Coast. You don't got none of that other stuff. Either you don't pounds or you're a pimp or something.
Exactly.
That's just it. 14, 13.
That's what you're doing. Those are the options for criminal enterprising out here. Not as open as other places where it's affluent. You know, if you're gonna deal with cocaine or heroin or anything like that out here, the Mexicans have that sewn up. So the Southern Kingdom, we don't really even deal in that aspect. Everybody knows crack is virtually dead. It ain't totally dead, but it's virtually dead. That's not where the money is really at. The money is really, like you said, in big weed or in pimping. That's what Negroes do out here, right? But you'll get the book thrown at you. Shirley comes to you and wants to give you money for what she is going to do anyway. Not saying a pimp is right, but it's giving them a license to hoe. And that's because this is Babylon where they hoe. They don't have a problem with a girl being a hoe. They have a problem with you getting the money for it that the white man has. He wants her to be a hoe by all means. So SICARRI. You had something? Oh, so
and with that new law too, by not putting an age on it, not only does that perpetuate whoredom throughout the land, now you can get into your pedophilia and things like that.
So open the door.
Now, if the pimp doesn't get caught or the trick don't get caught, you know, she's gonna say, "Look, you don't got nothing to worry about. I'm under 18."
Watch this.
It's before, remember, you used to ask if you were over 18.
Yeah.
Question, remember?
Are you over 18 now? Now, if she's under 18, she's not engaged in a crime whatsoever. Well, watch this. The California crime of prostitution or solicitation is a misdemeanor for a first offense, and potential penalties include up to jail or a fine of up to $1,000 or both. That's it. You and then guess what? In San Diego, if you get hit with 6 months, how much time you doing?
3, maybe even less.
Maybe 2.5.
Maybe even 1.
If you're in LA, they're getting triple time in LA County right now. So you definitely only doing 2 months or less for selling pussy. If you're the pimp in that situation, 5+ years.
Right.
9 years.
Yeah, I would say the numbers get up there.
Federal, because it's okay to be a hoe in America. So that little girl knew just who to run to get the license of freedom and liberty to get abroad. She knew just who to run to. The same person that put her on a boat and made her into a hoe. Go ahead.
Not to mention, it just says that if it's a
first offense.
If it's a first offense, it's going to be a misdemeanor. In San Diego, you're doing what, that 72-hour hold, and you're getting out of jail.
Yeah, that's usually what they do. The whole they just kick them.
The non-violent offenses are not doing no time
at all.
You're not doing no time.
Let me bring this
unless you just have a bunch of priors. But then they just, what's the whole Prop 57?
Yeah.
Where if it's a non-violent crime, then something to the degree of they can't even really use your prior convictions.
Yeah, prior convictions. The only time they really crack on you, only non-violent crime they'll really crack on you for is fraud. Hella fraudulent. You said what?
Is it a federal crime? Fraud? It's a federal crime. Fraud.
It is, but there's local fraud too. There's state fraud, but it can go to a federal level. Yeah, but that fraud, they'll hit you with priors on the fraud. But you still ain't gonna do even hella time for fraud, though. You know what I mean? But that's the only non-violent crime they really will try to slam you on. You know what I mean? But I know a dude. He owed. I was in jail. I think they had like $400,000 in restitution he had to pay for fraudulent stuff he was doing, and they were just gonna let him out, give him a slap on the wrist. You know? But go ahead.
Yeah, but now then I remember having this case. They went 7 years on a credit card.
Wow. See that?
But Officer Yash, man, he came up with a beautiful precept. Look, like you said, the first offense, right, for a woman prostituting herself is what? What did you say? What was it?
6 months.
6 months.
Max.
6 months max, right? Well, let's see what the Bible says.
It's supposed to be the law of the land.
Especially if you're the daughter of a priest. It's the book of
James
Leviticus.
is one of my favorite. Go ahead.
Officer Yash, pull this one up. Book of Leviticus, chapter 21, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
The daughter of any priest.
Of any priest. Read.
And are we not kings
And priests. So under the Melchizedekite order, this is implemented. You see? Go ahead.
And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore,
Go ahead.
she profaneth her father.
Read on.
She shall be burnt with fire.
She shall be burnt with fire. Girl, don't repent for that grave evil that she did. She's going down in America in that fire.
I think
The righteous judgment. And before anything, well, it like any little silly 15-year-old girl in America running around, she's got a rough path that she's walking up, that she's determined to walk up, right? So let's give me Susanna, give me the book of Susanna in the Apocrypha, and start at the 41st verse and read to the 49th verse, because the point is going to be displayed here that though America has this broken system that has never worked for us, that we have a perfect and flawless system called the Torah given to us by the Most High. Now, we've been given that. And in being given that, it's always shown how it's always worked. It's always worked when followed to a T. So we're going to give an example of that with a woman who would not be a whore, though she was in a damnable situation. Could have been a whore. She may have escaped that situation, but she refused to be a whore and put her faith in the Most High. So read 41 to 49 there in the book of Susanna. He got it.
I'm there. I'm pretty close to that. Book of Susanna, verse 41. Then the assembly believed them as those that were the elders and judges of the people. So they condemned her to death. Then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said,
they believed these two individuals who bore false witness and said that they saw this girl committing adultery with another man. The only reason that they said this is because they actually desired to have sex with her, and she refused to deal with them. So they created this story. And everybody believed them, of course, being elders and higher rankers. And one of these individuals is a heathen, mind you. A Canaanite. Yeah, they was plotting on him. One of these individuals is a heathen. And the heathen did this a lot. Daniel will bring out in this situation. He was shown by the Most High how he was taking advantage of a lot of sisters. Just like the police will do, take advantage of sisters. So that's what was going on. But she refused to deal with them. And she said, I'll take it to trial before I'll break the laws of the Most High, because he will see this if I commit this adultery. Not only was it be adultery, I mean, at this point, she got to let niggas run a train on her. Like, that's next level hoarder. You know, go ahead.
It says, then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting God, that knowest the secrets,
go ahead,
that knowest the secrets, and knowest all things before they be. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me. I must die. Whereas I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me. So she ain't do it. Two witnesses came and said somebody did something that she ain't do. We know that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, what? The matter should be established. Somebody is put to death on 2 or 3 witnesses. At this point, she is to be put to death. But she didn't do what they're saying that she did. So you could say that the system was going to fail. But the system doesn't fail because it's perfect. So the Most High always has a ram in the bush. Read. And the Lord heard her voice. She was led to be put to death. The Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth, whose name was Daniel. And this is how Daniel burst onto the scene. Do this right here. Go ahead. Who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Then all the people turned them toward him and said, what mean these words that thou spoken? So he, standing in the midst of them, said, are ye such fools, that without examination or knowledge of the truth, ye have condemned a daughter of Israel? You just heard what these niggas said. Examine the truth. You got to examine the truth. And he showed the perfection in our system through the spirit and power of Yahweh right there. Beautiful. Read on. Verse 49, return again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false
Don't
witness
worry,
against her.
we got a much more of a trial to come. He rose up as her defender, right? Sent by the Most High. This powerful prophet Daniel in the Hebrew. Read.
Wherefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elders said unto him, Come, sit down among us, and show it us, seeing God hath given thee the honor of an elder.
You see that? So, and then they go into it. Of course, she's acquitted. They're found out to be liars. And of course, if you bear false witness that a woman committed adultery, what happens to you? Because that's what you tried to get her killed. That's why we have a perfect system. America has never had. You know what you get if you do that in America? 1 year in prison. It's called penalty of perjury. And if you're white, you just get off. Perfect system. Give me Isaiah 51 and 14.
That's a lot. Like that one damn Edomite, he did the 3-month bid, he brought it out.
You see that?
They had another couple too. It's an Edomite couple. I don't know if you guys heard about it. They locked their son in the bathroom. They're putting urine on him, spreading feces on his face. He's in there for about 6 months. They're only gonna get like, wonder if that. You figure half of that's gonna be worth 2 years.
Black man get 13. Right. You got to get out of here. This place has to be destroyed. That's all that means. Go ahead.
Chapter 51, verse 14. It says, the captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed.
And that's what we are, captive exiles in America, to be loosed. We need to hope and pray and wish and do all that we can in our power, which is be as righteous as we can be, and wake up as many brothers as we can, and sisters as we can. That's how we are going to be loosed from this captivity. We are supposed to hasten to be loose so we can stop hearing about stories like this. Go ahead.
And that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail. But I am Yahweh thy power, that divideth the sea. That's all I need, unfortunately.
Give me Revelation 2 and 10. And this would be my only, at this point, brother's locked up. He got a 13-year sentence. Maybe most high one, he could possibly potentially get an appeal at some point. In truth and honesty, if I was him, I would be pessimistic about an appeal being with a paid lawyer. I couldn't even, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. But, you know, you could luck out with an appeal, but that's going to take time. And that's going to take money. And that's going to take resources. You know, they do have a GoFundMe if, you know, anybody's interested in donating to it. But give me Revelations 2 and 10.
Book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
And that's my only advice that I can give to the brother. Thou shalt suffer. Read on.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
He's one of the brothers that's been cast into prison by the devil. Okay, the white man. Read on.
That ye may be tried.
So he's being tried. And he said it in the video where he was going. He said it. I know this is a trial. You know, it's a trial that my wife and I and my family are all going through. He understands that. I ain't telling him that he don't know, you know, but go ahead.
And ye should have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
That's how you're going to get a crown of life. It's faith unto death. So that's what we have to keep.
Right.
And that's what we have to maintain. That's what we have to do. You know, so it's a highly unfortunate situation, but you know, the Most High dealt the hand he dealt. Brother got to play it how it goes. Sister got to play it how it goes. Because that's really what's next, is the sister going to get sentenced. Right. You know, so what's going to happen there? You know, we know they do have a tendency to show far more leniency on women, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do it. You know, he was looking at 65 and only got 13. 13 is still a long time, but in comparison to 65, you know, it seems light. I mean, 13 out of 65 when you compare it. But when you really think about it, 13 is 20. He wouldn't come home till 2030. Right? Who knows what his kids? Yeah, who knows how his kids are gonna look then? You know, that he was doing such a good job of homeschooling and feeding organic foods and teaching these laws, statutes, and commandments. Horrible. You know, who knows? They could throw the book at the mother. Mother is still looking at 30 years. He was looking at 65 and got 13. She's still looking at 30. She can still get 30 plus technically. Most High willing not, but it's potential. Quran.
So the case got brought to light from
This 15-year-old girl ran, said that she was being locked in a room for 7 months, and through that, they then began to trump up charges and bring certain of the other children into it. All from the girl. All from the girl that wants to just be, you know, everything that a girl shouldn't be who has any knowledge of the truth. They have no knowledge of the truth. You're getting it, and you're still acting like this. That's disgusting. So that's a really deep-rooted daddy issue. That's all that is. And she feels some type of way about taking these orders from this man, being that it's not her father. All right, which happens. A lot of people, like some people think like, oh, I have a father, but this individual was around. It's not the same. And the reason why it's not the same is because you inherit your spirit from your father. You do it. So there's always going to be some resentment. My wife, she got 5. She's one of 5 by her mother. None of them got the same day. Not one. But her mother, when she had her first 2, which was my woman's older sister and my woman, she got with one dude. She's been with this one dude, crept on her with the other 3 kids. Anyway, he's been there taking care of all 5 of these kids, only one of which is his. One is his. She's had 2 on him, really. You see what I'm saying? Had 2 babies on him. Only one of these babies is his. So in that, he's been an outstanding father. The father that none of these individuals' father would have ever been. You see what I'm saying? To these children. But there would still be resentment in the household. And I've been in the household, they having household fights, and he said, I know I ain't your daddy. I know. I've just been taking care of you your whole life. But I know I'm not your dad. All right, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Even though the child didn't say that, that's clearly part of the issue. You see what I'm saying? Is the fact that you know you don't literally descend from this man. You see what I'm saying? But the man that you descend from, in the case of her older sister, is some nigga that you see cracked out walking down Salola. All right? You just see him walking. A nigga that, you know, stay right behind class here. You know? Never really amounted to much in life. You see what I'm saying? And so on for the rest of the kids' parents, right? But they still have this resentment. You see what I'm saying? For whatever reason, and they all got their little daddy issues. You see what I'm saying? So I've seen it. I know what it is. I know what time it is with that. You know, and that's the same thing that was going on with that little girl. You know, that's where it comes from, and it's highly unfortunate because I've seen. You know, we've all seen situations like this, girls be like this and things of that nature. We've all seen it. But to see it get the man that was just trying to be there put in prison for 13 years, and this man just so happened to be in the truth and was teaching the laws to his kids and, you know, all that, this is horrible. She's about the worst girl in America, the worst woman in America. Absolutely, positively disgusting. But with that, we could we'll open up for questions because that's all I had as far as what I want to talk about tonight. Yeah, to the brother 12 Tribe Toronto, brother, you bring up such a profound point. You are promoting, somebody gonna promote buying hoes when it's literally totally destroying our people. Destroying our people. You think the black woman would be a hoe if there wasn't money involved? The Latin woman would be a hoe if there wasn't money involved? If she didn't know of a certainty that she could get paid off of this, she wouldn't do it. Encourage that. That's crazy.
Someone wants to know what Bible version we're using.
We're using the King James version. You said what? 210, yes, sir.
Somebody said, where can you find info on this case? You just Google it?
Or
is it hidden?
Information on this case, I found information on this case through the brother, somebody actually re-uploading the brother's video from Facebook on the YouTube. The brother's name is like Aliyasha. YASHARAHLA on Facebook. Though he's incarcerated, his Facebook page is still up and active. And it's so cold because it's like, man, I really wish I really could have interacted with the brother beforehand. When I go to his page, I'm like, damn, this is the dude. I go to his page and I see like we're friends. Like, damn, I really wish I could have interacted with the brother more before he got incarcerated. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all the will of the Father. Brothers were trying to put us together. It's all the will of the Father. But at this point now, the idea is to amplify this case and make sure people are aware of this case, because who knows who it could happen to next, or something similar might happen to. We said the dragon was wroth and made war with the remnant of the seed of the woman that kept the commandments. You see what I'm saying? So in understanding that, we know that it could happen to anybody next, or something similar that could happen to anybody next. So we need to all be ready and prepared for it. Matter of fact, let me look. I'll share this video. I'm gonna show y'all so y'all can. They probably have more information. Yeah, Ali Yasharahla. Here's his actual. If y'all see, this is the video of him talking about, which I'm gonna edit that into the post-production. Off of there, this is what the brother looked like, and his wife. That's the name of his page. So y'all could go there if y'all want more information on the case, and any developments that we hear about, we will make sure to update through the Spirit. That way we could, let my brothers know what's going on.
So he made that when he filled out.
Yeah, and when he made that, he made this on March the 7th. So they were talking about how it's rare, but the judge actually let them go home until his you know what I mean? But they had to bail out twice. They locked him up 2 different times, over $1 million in bail total for both of them. Again, and they have a GoFundMe. If you go to his page again, y'all go right here to his page. You'll see there's this video, which is a longer video, and another video, and they got a GoFundMe. As y'all see it, YASHARAHLA, that's his name. So if y'all want to go there, there we go. Boom. And this is the cool thing, because the brother that was telling me about it, he told me how this dude was going around to different camps and asking for help of any kind, and didn't nobody help him. Didn't nobody do anything for him. And, he kind of believed that some of the reason for this was that member of the camps. He wasn't like technically a member of any of these camps, so he thinks that, that in part may have played a part in why they didn't. If that's true, if that's the reason, that's disgusting. When them brothers told me about it, I automatically was inclined to help. You know what I mean? Whatever happened, we didn't get to end up communicating. But still, especially miscommunication was cleared up, and I understood that this case was not related to that case in Georgia. I said, man, and I seen the brother testimony. I said, yeah, Friday at class, we got to go in on this. We got to talk about this. That video on the back end of this, in the post-production, so everybody can really see it. It can really get amplified. You know what I mean? Because people really need to know about this. It didn't get the media coverage, because probably because of how ridiculous it is, and how ridiculous it is that the brother got convicted. That's why it probably ain't getting no media coverage. Because if people really found out about it, it'd be more of an outcry. It'd be more of an outcry, and there should be more of an outcry. You know what I mean? There should definitely be more of an outcry. Period. This brother, before anything else, before any camp or any particular beliefs, he's an Israelite who acknowledges he's an Israelite, who is in Christ, and who's keeping the laws. So he's following our national constitution. The Most High gave us in Torah. He's following the King. He's in the Mashiach. Therefore, point blank, period. Who gives a damn what camp he in? He's an Israelite. We all should be behind him on that, So we should be functioning far more nationalistically and far less religiously, like we always be saying, Man, she is. This is horrible. I mean, imagine how that sister feels now, because how she's feeling with them. I got this little girl, my daughter, not even this brother's daughter, then got this brother 13 years in jail. Imagine how that system must feel. And one day that stupid little girl who's being a stupid little girl right now, one day she's gonna realize what she did with him. One day she's gonna finally understand how evil her actions were. And to a degree, she may have expressed a little bit on the stand, but still. She's gonna fully come to the understanding. And hopefully it's not before it's too late. Hopefully for her sake, she understands, you know, before it's too late for her to repent for it. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully, for her sake, because I done heard of some little girls doing some dumb stuff behind boys or whatever, but I ain't never heard of no little girl getting a nigga locked up for 13 years. If the nigga would have had sex with her, if the nigga would have raped her, he wouldn't have got that much time. You could have kidnapped, raped, and tortured that little girl and got less time than you would have for being a father to that little girl. But I gotta, God bless America. I gotta trust and believe in this system. That's idiocracy in the highest degree. That's an asinine thought to say to me, right? What questions we got?
It's like
So how long? He said how long? Yeah, that's deep. How long does your hair have to be before it becomes unlawful?
Well, I mean that depends, man. I don't.
Is that shoulder? If it's hanging to your shoulder?
I guess if it's past your shoulders, I guess you could say. I mean,
yeah, that's even kind of long too.
I don't know, man. You know, I
don't let it get that long. But see, I mean, Jake.
If you got an afro, it's different.
I was say if it's an afro, yeah, it's different.
I can't listen.
Looking like the halo.
I'd have to listen. You would have to deal with that on a case by case basis.
Not right.
You know.
Not right. Those are comedic. Comedic.
Well, no, that ain't even comedic. That's easy.
I'm talking trash.
But go ahead.
You said say it again. But like you said, is your hair like, is it when it gets long, does it hang down or does it go into an afro?
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's different. It's just, that's what I'm saying. It's a case by case basis. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't want to put a decree out.
You know, yeah, we can't. Some things you can't have a uniform law for, or a uniform mandate for. You see what I'm saying? Because it just doesn't quite work like that. You know.
He was pretty much handling all the questions. Really.
Well, I mean, this is for me to kind of.
I'm saying all of they're asking. About Micah 7-10.
We'll get it. What is this question about Micah 7-10?
Break down.
Right.
It's a sister, so I'm sure somebody will try to hit her with it.
Yeah, get Micah 7-10, please. Sister, Micah 7-10 is not talking about you. Okay, that's the first thing you understand. If a nigga ever tells you that, call him a liar. It had all to do with you. Okay.
You want me to start at 10 or go up?
Start at 10.
Book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it.
Did the brother tell you that I was talking about you? He's a liar. He's disgusting. He's filthy as hell. Go ahead. And he needs to try harder there. See, if you wanted to cut a woman, there's other places you could have went. What's wrong with you? Go ahead.
And shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is the Most High thy power?
When did you ever tell her, if you're in the truth, you're a sister in the truth, when did you ever tell her, brother, where's your God? You ever do that? So how the hell does that got anything to do with you? It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with America, the whore that sitteth on the beast. She said, where is your God, when she put you in slavery, when she hung you, and when she gave you 13 years in jail for being a father. That's when she said, where is your God? No, sister, it ain't got nothing to do with you. That's this whore America. All right? You finish that?
Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the street.
Meaning when the missiles obliterate this place. That's what that's talking about. All right? So next time an idiot tries to come at you with that, tell him just like that. What else we got?
Are children's toys considered to be idols?
Don't be religious. Give me that. Don't be righteous over much, please.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 7:16. Be not righteous over much.
Be not righteous over much. Okay, read.
Neither make thyself over wise.
You see that? You got to be balanced, man. Know your kids' toys are not a damn idol. All right, but at the same time, you can even balance that, because sometimes your kids could begin to idolize certain things, could turn things into idols. You have the power over that. All right, go ahead.
It says, why shouldest thou destroy thyself?
Just destroy yourself, because at this point, you know, you can't eat the chicken, you can't play with dolls, you can't have an action figure. You know what I mean? Like, you just on the Sabbath, you just sit there in the house and look around. You don't do anything. You said what?
So you can't have Nikes.
You know, you can't wear like what can, at this point you can't have anything, and you're destroying yourself because you're going above and beyond what you should be, and you're being very over analytical of what's going on. All right. But don't become an idolater. Don't let your liberty turn you into an idolater. What else we got?
How are dreads unclean?
Well, let's ask ourselves. Can you wash them?
I'm gonna say this. We have to address that too, because people are really going into this. You can wash them, you know, because when they get them, when they get them retwisted in the shop, you know, they're creating this special type of rinse that they, you know, they'll shampoo it, and then they got this like, a special rinse, so they don't stink as bad. You know what I'm saying? Or it takes that old curry smell out of the dreads now, and you know they think that is clean. My thing is, I would just say this: why can people grow long ass dreads, but they can't grow their regular locks of hair out as long as they can do dreads? It's because you're locking in that dead hair that would have normally shed it when you keep up, or when you're dealing with the maintenance of your natural hair. So all of that's supposed to shed, like your skin sheds, your fingernails grow, your hair does the exact same thing.
That's what it is. So
if you just letting your hair just, you know, lock up into this dread, or dread up into this lock, and that's the only reason why it's getting long. It's a bunch of dead hair. That's really what it is, right?
So why would you keep it?
Yeah, comb it, okay?
Just brush your hair. If you brush your hair, you wouldn't have dreads.
Yeah, if you brush your hair, you wouldn't have dreads.
Hey, simple and fun.
Comb hair.
You see?
Gad just went into it. The hair is dead.
And it's not our custom. That's the East Indians' custom.
That's right.
Not even the Hamites' custom. That's literally an East Indian custom that's dedicated your hair to Shiva, and you know, it was said to give you immortality. That's where that custom comes from. You don't see it nowhere in the world before then. But go ahead.
Yeah, we heard what happened with Prince George.
Yeah, I heard what happened to Prince George. And child abuse, just like his father.
A brother said, can he pass out flyers on the Shabbat?
Well, yes, you can. That's doing good, bro. That's doing plenty good. And go to the streets and pass out flyers on the Sabbath. Not just can you, go do it. What are you waiting for? Build the kingdom. You know some foolishness that goes on in that chat. Plenty foolishness.
The sister said, if you ever cut one open, it's full of dirt and debris.
Yeah, she's right. It's full of just absolute. Y'all can't tell me nothing about dress. My daddy even had dress my whole life, down to here. All right, disgusting.
I'm okay. Listen, I'm gonna address one and then let you go into the other one. Somebody said, "Is it a sin to see a woman naked, pursuant to Leviticus 18, 17, 19?"
But just read it. Get it.
I was just about to say, somebody get it. No, I think I have it. No, I don't.
I said 17.
Leviticus 18, 17, and 19.
Leviticus 18, 17. It says, "Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman."
How do you uncover? What does it mean to uncover the nakedness of a woman? What is that, bro? When it's speaking about your father's nakedness?
That's what I'm saying. You could read. Just read up.
Going?
Read up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Actually, yes. Go up a little bit.
Speaking about the father's nakedness. It's cool. It's cool.
7. It says, "The nakedness of thy father." It says, verse 6, "None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Most High. The nakedness of thy father, or the nakedness of thy mother, shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness."
So that's the understanding of uncovering someone's nakedness is like to sleep or to dealing with the father's nakedness if you sleep with his woman. You know what I'm saying? You're uncovering another man's nakedness when you're committing adultery, you know, with another man. If you're gonna go and sleep with your mother or mother-in-law, you're uncovering your father's nakedness. All right. We read about our forefather Reuben did the same thing. All right. He uncovered his father's
You went
nakedness.
up to my couch.
Yeah. So going back down to verse 17, when it says the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. All right. Do not be dealing with a woman and then you go and then deal with her daughter. Don't sleep. You're not to sleep with both of them. Neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness. All right. So this is the stuff that we just eliminate. And it says, verse 19, "And thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness." But more like dealing with, you know, separation after she bears a child or even her menstrual cycle.
Yeah, so ain't got nothing to do with just merely seeing naked.
Naked.
That's not what that law is about.
How you going to a woman if she's, you know? Well, he's just like, oh, you got to do it with clothes. That's gonna be the new doctrine.
No, that's like it's a Jewish doctrine.
Really?
Jewish. There's certain sects of Judaism where like you have to have sex with like they have like a special sheet that got holes cut out. The white man is the devil. He doesn't know what's in that Bible at all.
Hold on.
You said what?
No, not
Oh yeah, they had the VR. They were having the virtual sex. Oh my God, that nigga like, look, I'm trying to get some bodily fluid exchange here. Oh God. Hey, Adrian, what the hell is this, Adrian?
Shout out to brother Ithani, verse 18. He says also dealing with, you know, threesomes, that group sex.
Yeah, that's off.
Going off.
That's off. All right. Threesome, that whole threesome spirit. And you know, ones that have threesomes, niggas want to have threesomes, but girls are into threesomes more. God. They're more into it. You see what I'm saying? Girl, look at you crazy. You tell her you don't want to have a threesome with her and one of her homegirls. Right. Well, hey, listen, instead of just having a threesome with this girl, why can't this woman be my wife now and I just have sex with her here in one room and you in another room? Then the woman looks at you like you're crazy. Right. You're a debaucherous, freaking sexual deviant to have sex with both of them at the same time. She's into you, you know? This is crazy, man.
The brother said, can you attend a wedding on the Shabbat?
No, that's banqueting. That's doing too much. That's doing too much. On the Shabbat, brothers. Really try your best to stay in the house unless you're doing the Lord's work or, you know, a necessity.
Yeah, that brother Einstein said about the threesomes. It's gay.
It's gay. It's solid medical.
We're now encouraging homosexuality.
Yep. What else we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Hey, I'm gonna put this out. This brother's been going in all night. You know, we appreciate this brother, but you need to create a new account. Pretty Playboy 08, create a new account, man. Get in the spirit, all right?
Yeah, don't be Pretty Playboy.
Yeah, ain't no Pretty Playboy.
You are a new creature, brother.
He was a Pretty Ricky fan. 08. Yeah, come on. Yeah,
that's a girl's name, brother.
Are there any scriptures addressing deja vu? Yeah.
That's a great question, brother. That is a guy. I mean,
get back to you on it.
Yeah, I mean the
I would say
maybe
out there.
dreams or remembrance of former things, but subconsciously there may be. You see what I'm saying? So I would say, you know, because that's definitely a phenomenon I believe probably all of us experience at one time or another. Maybe the Most High showed it to you in a dream, you know, something to that effect. You said
the brother said I was a whoremonger 7 years ago.
Well,
all praise that you come out of that, brother.
That's right.
We're going to get you a new email. But the brother asked, do we think that deja vu has to do with reincarnation? I sometimes I do. Sometimes I do.
It could, like you said, it could be reincarnation. It could be a dream that you've seen before. Right, you know what I mean? Anything. You just it's in your subconscious, but it's not in your regular consciousness. So you're not really you can't really put your finger on it all the way, you know. But it's something.
Yeah, and I take it back because I mean it says like deja vu is where you look up and you like, damn, I feel like I've been here before.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean reincarnation.
Well, and not necessarily. Well, sometimes it's being in that locale, but sometimes it's being in that situation. Yeah. Being, you know.
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe going back to dreams. I'm not sure about before.
I would say definitely some dreams. By him.
But you were just cutting somebody who said there's a thing that you had said that when you die, God shows you that you're going to burn fire.
Well, yeah, those are the extra verses of 2nd Ezra 7. It says that you're not being the torment that you're receiving is not. You're not receiving torment. You're being tormented at the thought of the torment that you're going to receive at witnessing that. That's all.
What I was using. You said that I was just thinking better. All the time, maybe you guys tell me.
Yeah, no, but that would happen after somebody would die. You see what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Star David is pomegranate and lily. It's an ancient Israelite symbol that was used.
Yeah, it's not a star. They really don't have nothing to do with David. Yeah. Really, it predates that. Get Wisdom of Solomon 4:12. You said what? No, it's Exodus. Exodus. Wisdom of Solomon doesn't speak about it directly, but there's a scripture I want to bring out on it. Wisdom of Solomon 4. So go ahead. Come on.
Wisdom of Solomon, you said what?
4:12.
4:12. 4:12. It says, "For the bewitching of naughtiness doeth obscure things that are honest."
See that? So some people will say, well, the Jewish man did it. Somebody did it with this, with it, that, with it. The bewitching of naughtiness obscure things that are honest. So they've done that with literally everything. They did that with the Bible. They did it with being an Israelite. They did it with all of our symbols. You know what I'm saying? They, through naughtiness and bewitching, have tried to obscure the true meaning of honest things that we utilize in our history and our past as a people. That's in the scriptures. So that is an example of that. All right. What the white man has done with our ancient symbol of, was a lily, a pomegranate. If you really study the menorah, everybody that has something to say about the so-called shield will uphold the menorah, not realize that the menorah is actually a shield.
Oh, man.
If you actually knew what a menorah looked like, it's not that two-dimensional thing that you see. It would twist, and it wasn't a candle holder. It was a lampstand that would fill up with oil and would light that way. And when you look at it from above it, because it was twisting, it made just simple with the middle candle in the middle. All right. That's why this has 7 points, because that center is also a point. But you know, some brothers don't. We'd rather just listen to what anti-Semitic white people say about it. That's who has brought out this doctrine of demonizing it, the symbol, are white people that hate Jewish people because Jewish people don't share their wealth with regular white people. You see what I'm saying? So they create this doctrine, this narrative that totally demonizes Jewish people and lets other white people off the hook. There are white people that say we weren't responsible for the slave trade. It was them. They've enslaved all of us, guys. Let's all team up against the Jewish man. This is what they do. You know, it's just another trick of Satan. They're all the devil together. What else we got?
You think?
I went to Exodus. I read Wisdom of Solomon.
It's Exodus 39:26.
It says, do you think that the indigenous people of New Zealand are Israelites?
No, but some of us are scattered over there. There's a brother that be on all the time from New Zealand, and he said that they is Naphthalites, but because you know you got certain camps like UCC that teach all the Polynesians are Israelites. He's saying that the Maori are Naphthalites, but the rest of those Polynesians are not Naphthalites. That they are amalgamations of Japhetic and Moabite, things like that over there, and that they've always historically been at war with them. And he said the only reason that they are Naphthalites is because the people of New Zealand migrated from Chile. They're Chilean. You see what I'm saying? So
Tell me that brother that goes camping.
No. That's a whole nother nigga. That's a nigga that believes all of them are Israelites. He's just saying just the Maori are Israelites. And the reason they are is because they came from Chile. You see what I'm saying? Which, I've talked to the brother, and that seems far more formidable than all of this whole populace of Polynesians. And where the hell are the Japhites at? Where are these Japhetic people? Where the hell did they go? Well, they certainly aren't the white man, But so it depends. But even whether or not the bulk of them are, of course, our people are scattered all over. What else we got?
Says, why not use the Tyndale New Testament or Matthew's Bible or the Geneva Bible instead of the KJV, since they're supposedly
what?
Supposedly older. They butchered that.
It's not about being older. Some of those versions are fragmented and they don't even have all of it, and they're not as accurately translated. And it's diligently, like the Great Bible, as diligently translated. It's not just about being the oldest. It's about being the oldest full volume compilation collection and diligent translation. That's what the KJV 1611 is.
It says
and it's the most recognized and widely accepted. If we're out there with the Tinsdale Bible and a Negro walk by, well, what Bible? Nigga, that ain't the Bible. It's the Tinsdale Bible. Nigga, that ain't the Bible. But every time you tell them it's the King James, you know what everybody does? Shuts their mouth and listens. That's why. I say, because everybody accepts that Bible. Everybody accepts it. So in all of their churches, you have to understand the power in that. Go ahead.
Is Maccabees 3 and 4 Holy Scripture? It's supposed to be like a third or fourth Maccabee.
Yeah, it's a third or fourth Maccabee. You get the Maccabean Bible, third or fourth Maccabee. I have no disputation of third or fourth Maccabee. I know it's not part of the compilation of 1611. It's definitely historical records. You know what I mean? So I haven't read those in some time though. So I can't give that much of an expert opinion on it.
We do not believe in the flat earth. Look into it.
Yeah. Just don't.
Look into it, and
I'm not telling you what to believe. Believe what you want. See, your salvation is not incumbent upon it. So whatever, believe what you want. You know, we don't teach it.
Triangular.
It's triangular. It's triangular. All right. What about the dedicate? What is it? Dodecahedron church? Earth. All right.
Genesis 1:29 does not mean you can smoke weed. Clearly,
you're disgusting if you think you're a drug addict.
Clearly, if you get that out of that, you are a very, very vile individual.
You wanted to get that out of that. You didn't get it out of it. You wanted to get that out of it. Give me that. Hold up the branch to his nose. Can you give me that phone?
Oh, was it
Ezekiel? Ezekiel, yeah, it's like Ezekiel or Zechariah somewhere. Give me that. Hold up the branch to his nose.
Like Ezekiel, not 20, 27.
Oh God.
Hold up the branch to his nose. French in hell. See, the scripture is holy. French in hell is holy.
Puerto Rico beat the United States. All praises.
Ezekiel 23. I'll read it. It says, and I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee, and they shall take away thy nose and thine ears, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword, and thy sons. Oh no, that's not it.
I think it's Ezekiel 8:17.
There we go.
Yeah.
Book of Ezekiel chapter 8 verse 17. Then said unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? It is a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abominations which they commit here. For they have filled the land with violence and have returned to provoke me to anger. And lo, they put the branch to their nose.
Put that branch to their nose, man. Okay. You feel me? They smoking that L, yo. Let's throw that L, B.
That's not the only dope that
No, they're not using that. They're using Genesis 1:29 to say smoke. Oh, what else we got? Holding the branch to their nose, man. You got niggas. I done seen this sister, this simple sister, who been misled by some idiot. She's trying to justify smoking. She went to that in Genesis. And I'm like, but you rolling a blunt. So like, let's say even if you were trying to do that, what justifies you smoking tobacco? Because you're smoking tobacco while you're smoking. You're not just burning the herb. You're smoking tobacco. And she was like, oh. Like she ain't know what to say. Did she still roll? I bet if I go to her Snapchat right now, she's rolling a blunt. With a Lashon Kodash Hebrew name of her Snapchat. I'm not lying. I couldn't make this stuff up. Go ahead.
My shit. James 4:1.
Let's do it.
Make sure that's what you said. All right. Book of James chapter 4 verse 1. From whence come wars and fightings among you? It says, come they not hence, even of your lust that war in
we
your
at
members.
1, right? You started at 1?
That was 1.
Go ahead.
Even of your lust that war in your members, ye lust and have not. Ye kill and desire to have.
Bro, I wanted to say, in IE, this is powerful. This needs to come out more. Go ahead.
It says, and desire to have and cannot obtain.
It's just talking about the life of our people. We have lust for everything, and we never get it, and we'll kill for it. But we just don't get it. You'll kill somebody. I know a Negro that I came up with. He killed a nigga for a bag of ecstasy pills. Killed the nigga. Left his daughter, not the daughter of the man he killed, but his daughter, fatherless, because he got sent to prison for a bag of E-pills. And you didn't get what you wanted out of that. There's that bag of E-pills that you wasn't going to make you enough money to get what you wanted. And it definitely didn't, because it got you put in prison. Read. That's a prime example. Read that from the top.
From whence come wars and fightings among you?
It's all in your flesh. It's all lust of the flesh. Fleshly, carnal. Read on.
Come they not hence. Even of your lust that war in your members. Ye lust and have not.
That's right.
Ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain.
He wanted something. He wanted money. And he killed a man for that money and didn't obtain anything but a prison sentence. Read. Ye
fight war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss.
Salaki, read that again.
Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss.
No, up.
Salaki. Yet as ye fight in war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not.
Because you ask not. We're fighting for things, but we're not asking the Most High for things. Read.
Ye ask and receive not.
But our people, some of our people do ask, but they don't receive it. They go to church, they ask, some brothers in the truth even ask for certain things, and they don't receive it. Why don't you receive certain things that you ask for? Why don't certain prayers get answered? Let's find out. Read.
Because ye ask amiss.
You're asking for the wrong thing. You're asking with the wrong intention in your heart, and the Most High is not going to give that to you. You're asking for $1 million. You're asking to hit the lotto. You're asking amiss. You don't even know what the hell you want. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Right? So read.
It says, you ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lust.
And that's all, because you're asking the Most High to give you something that you are just going to consume with your lust. That's your whole heart's intent for asking what you're asking for. That's what that's about. So that was it. That was the 4th verse. Powerful. That needs to come out more. Last time we brought that out.
There's a
Quran.
lot of sense. The scripture that says like Christianity, it's like a camel going.
To what I haven't even.
Right.
Because he has the ability to just indulge in his flesh.
Right.
You don't.
Chasing after the spirit, like we're very prideful, boastful people. Like you put things. Like I was just having this talk about. We gave you $1 million right now. What you gonna do?
Consume it with
Yes.
his flesh.
Okay, then you know what I mean? It makes a lot of sense why.
So you don't need $1 million.
Nah.
You just proved it. You're the nigga that's not gonna get $1 million, because it's gonna be your total death and destruction. That $1 million. You're gonna get so high on cocaine if I give you $1 million. Oh, blow, yeah. Look, he didn't have to go on that last run. Boston George didn't have to go on that last run. He just wanted it. All right, and went insane. He did a Vlad TV interview when he got out. Matter of fact, Boston George. Go ahead.
He says, why did why did the Most High in Genesis tell Satan he would separate his seed from the woman? Does this mean he had an existing seed or a pending seed?
Did he tell Satan that? That's my question to you. Did he tell that to Satan?
Can.
All right. Who told you that he told that to Satan? It's a good question, huh?
Hey, we got a brother in here pouting right now, man. And,
what's wrong with that, brother?
Brothers in here pouting right now.
Brother.
As if we didn't address this question.
Oh,
we said
brother.
we don't believe in the flat earth.
Listen,
That's it.
See, this is my issue with certain flat earth. I know guys that believe in the flat earth.
He said he doesn't believe in it.
Oh.
But he wanted to know if we did. So we said no. I mean, what do you want?
What do you want me to do? To just elaborate? Listen, I don't believe NASA, and I don't necessarily believe in the flat earth. So,
right.
I'm just yeah. So I'm just not. Yeah, I'm just not focused on it. I know brothers that's deep off into it. Hey, good for them. If they is, I mean, it's not gonna kill you, but it is gonna kill you if you begin to put that your focus over just the truth in general. That's not like the apex of the knowledge, you know. So.
Sure, the white man would love to search the end of the earth.
Yeah, well, he's been there. The white man has been to the white. Listen, the white man knows. But I know if anybody knows, the adventurous devil has found it out. It's flat or it's a globe, or a triangle or whatever it is. The white man knows. All right, he's went there. He said, yeah, this is it. All right, he goes to the ends of the earth, and he'll go into the caves of the earth. And he'll try to go as far as he can in the sea in the jungles. He try to go as high in the sky as he can. All right, you know, he'll go up until a damn 20,000 leagues under the sea eats him. You see what I'm saying? He'll go there. Yes, yeah. His sport is that which puts his life in immediate danger because he knows he's not going to die. Because you can't kill Cain. Most High gonna kill Cain. Because you can't kill Cain. All right. This nigga can't die. The white man can't die. I can't tell the Most High kills him. All right, this dude will go. I heard of a white man. He got stuck. He got his arm stuck in a rock in a boulder while he was hiking. He takes a Swiss Army knife and dismembers himself, takes his arm off, and runs to safety. He didn't die though. You and me would have died right there. I'm not cutting my arm off. Fuck it, I just died. What am I doing out with my left arm, my right arm? How am I gonna text somebody? You feel me? I can get on the computer, read the Bible. Go ahead.
No, I'm watching that. I'm watching that show.
I'm gonna give a powerful brother a hand without 2 arms. So like, go ahead, go ahead, Sarge.
No, I'm watching the series Z Nation.
Oh, Z Nation, yeah.
Y'all see Z Nation? And Z Nation, they got this cracker. They handcuffed him to like this chair or something like that, and they left. And they came back. They just knew for sure the cracker was still gonna be there. They come back. It's just his severed hand. He's got the middle finger stuck up.
Oh, shit.
He got rid of his hand.
The left a message.
On some sauce.
Yeah, I'll say sauce.
Some sauce.
If they really believe that, that's a cool thing that you just brought up.
Hey, you see? What else we got?
Hey, Deke, man, you gotta, what's the dude name? Ice JJ Facebook. He's coming for you, Deke.
Ice JJ.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, Ice JJ, man, you don't want it, all right?
Ice JJ Fish.
You don't want to take that dive, man.
Oh yeah, now
don't be like those Edomites that King David pushed off that
cliff and take the dive. The deacon got another project he getting ready to do. He wants to be able to get it out for free, so he's doing a GoFundMe to raise funds for it. So
that's right.
You know, he wants to be able to give it out for free. Dude's complaining, talking about you're using the Lord's word to sell. First off, he ain't even recouped on the first album. He ain't even recouped. Meaning we haven't made as much money as was spent on financing the actual project. That hasn't even been made. Acting like niggas is making money. Niggas are just making the money back that got spent on the album. But so we got 2 albums on the way. Guess who? And another one. But he wants to give the latter one away for free. So he's got a GoFundMe. If you go to any of our Facebooks, you'll be able to see the links on the GoFundMe. The Facebook /Guerrilla Hebrew, it'll be on there. On mine, I don't know everybody else's URL, but I know that's mine. So you'll be able to see it on there, the GoFundMe. So if anybody's interested, you can do it, and that album will be provided for free once it's complete, once the funds are raised and it's completed. So all the funds are just going to what it's going to take to create and promote the album and the videos, etc., etc. So if y'all want to, y'all interested in that. Also, Super Chat too. Super Chats is open. If y'all ain't anybody send those Super Chats, all praise the Most High, man. All right, the water. Okay, because it costs to be in this room. I don't know if y'all know that or not. This ain't free. This ain't one of our houses here. This it costs every month to be in this place. All right. So all praise y'all.
I want to ask this dude something, man.
Who is it?
Clearly, he's a flat earther, right?
They're coming out of nowhere.
Ice JJ, listen.
Oh, it's IJJ Fish?
Ice JJ Facebook.
Listen, I know some flat earthers that'll mock you up too. You probably ain't even deep in the
You ain't even deep in the flat earth, first of all, right?
Call my man up here.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take.
I was with the brother. You know, he got a syllabi for you. He got syllabi for you. Nigga, where are your syllabi?
I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. I just checked your page, all right, just to see the type of fruit that you're coming with, okay? And you're focused more so on debating whether or not the earth is flat, round, triangular,
obtuse,
okay?
Cubical,
whatever,
cylindrical,
hey, listen,
concave,
whatever,
hollow,
rather than debating about who the Israelites are, who salvation is for, or anything that even pertains to salvation. Okay,
and that's our issue with flat earthers. Not all of them, because I know brothers that don't even really talk about the fact they believe in the earth is flat because they're too busy actually teaching things that are imperative to our people.
My brother just said that in the thing. He says, "I believe in the flat earth, but once I found out I was a real Jew, who gives a damn?" All right, and shout out to that brother. You know who said it. I don't remember the question. Oh, yeah.
Hold on, brother. Is this your ice wall? Hold on.
Ice wall.
This is the ice wall right here?
Ice wall. Hey, GTFOH.
Yeah, that's right. Like,
Hey, who cares if the Earth is triangle? That's right. So yeah, man. Hey, come to us with a topic, man, that's gonna pertain to brother's salvation.
I'm not gonna debate you on the flat earth. I'm just not gonna do it.
But we got someone for you.
And listen, I got a flat earther that'll school you on the flat earth.
That's right.
Okay.
The sister said, "Can Satan or the devil be forgiven?"
No, how is he going to be forgiven for doing his job? He has a purpose.
That's right. That's right.
He has a purpose. It's to be Satan. It's to be your adversary.
And he does his job well.
He does his job perfect. So there's not a Satan isn't even looking to be forgiven. You think Satan is going to ask for forgiveness for doing the Most High gave him an assignment and he doesn't. He's trying to please his Lord.
Right. Right.
All right. He's not looking to be forgiven for pleasing his Lord. He's looking to please his Lord. Period. All right. And now if you mean the white man, and he can't get forgiveness either. He also has a job and a purpose. All right. He may ask for it. Now, unlike Satan, he may ask, being a punk that he is, but he will not receive, pursuant to Hebrews 12:16. Quran.
Okay, 2/3.
Yes, sir.
Are we just say like 144 has like say, okay, I'm gonna say my mom and my grandma, or grace abides for the 2/3 that didn't maybe receive the truth as 144.
The people are going to be saved a lot of times predicated upon their relationship to members of the elect. We can't say for sure who will be and who won't be. Principally, it will be those of his household, wives, children, things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? First and foremost, will others be saved? I'm sure they will. We just can't say of a surety. We don't know who the 2/3 and the 1/3 is. You know what I mean? So a lot of people will act as if they know, but you don't really know, because you could think somebody's a 2/3, and then a year later they're full-fledged in the truth. You didn't know. Somebody didn't hear you at first, but eventually they did. So, it just kind of we don't know. Shamar, go ahead.
No, I'm saying inevitably the scripture says what all Israel
will be saved and never be in the kingdom. Eventually anyway, pursuant to the promises he made to our forefathers. What else we got? Oh, you got a precept, officer?
Yeah, what's that precept where it's, Deacon went to it on 2nd Ezra 13. Talking about,
More blessed are they?
no, being offered, like you offer somebody. Somebody, during the time of being beamed up, Lord willing, brothers get beamed up. You with, another Jake, you offer that Jake unto more God.
No. What he's talking about is how those are other Israelites from around the world that are going to be involved in that may not have heard the fame, and they will be offered up. In that instance, yeah, kind of.
You can offer, brother.
Offer up. There's an app for that.
Y'all better offer me.
Oh yeah, right here. 2nd Ezra 13:13. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear.
Dealing with the people, Israelites being gathered from all four corners of the world. That was pretty much it on that, though, Cap.
The brother said, "Can you explain 49:27? Are you speaking about Genesis?"
I would assume.
Speaking about Benjamin.
Well, you got it, officer?
Genesis 49:27.
Come.
Genesis 49:27. Benjamin shall rave as a wolf.
Raven as a wolf. Have you ever seen a West Indian person before?
watch a dance.
To say they raven as a wolf is an understatement. Go ahead.
It says, in the morning he shall devour the prey.
He shall devour the prey. Read on.
And at night he shall divide the spoil.
The West Indians have a propensity to steal. and say it.
I'm just come out.
Just gonna come out and say it. Divide and spoil, things of that nature.
I know
Hey, the ones,
something.
what is it? That's how the ones I know do. And they rob, you know, they get the crews together, they rob, they do all that various stuff. It's in their nature to do things like that. You know? Oh yeah, go ahead. Shot us. Rude man. Right?
I'm gonna tell you this, man, and this is pretty much done after this. This is the reason why we ain't gonna debate the flat earther. This is the stupid shit that they say, right? The devil took him up to the top of the hill. How can he see all kingdoms if someone was under him on a round earth? Well, just show us the mountain that they was on, where you can see all the kingdoms of the earth.
Hey, brother, this is the point. Like, well, I said, I know some flat earthers that'll school you. Don't be an idiot, bro. Don't come to me with that bullshit. So he saw every kingdom on the world.
Right.
He seen the kingdom of the Indus Valley. Right. You idiot. What's the world, nigga? Is the world for world there is cosmos. I mean, he showed him the Roman Empire. That's what he showed him, dummy. Okay? And when he showed, what hill can you go to see the whole Roman Empire? You can't.
Wait, but I thought if you believe in a flat earth, your eyesight, your eye level only reaches a certain distance, though. So you're in a high ass mountain where you can see everything. That would kill the argument right there. Show me what mountain is. Stupid nigga.
Don't be an idiot, bro, and don't like go and study something that's gonna actually get black people off of crack.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Retarded life.
That's right.
Please, man. God, this is a frustrating. This was you give flat earth niggas a bad name. Like, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Do something like, bro, go back to like make it sound suspenseful.
Hey. Flat earth's a hell of a drug.
Okay, don't come back until something dope hits you.
You can take the whole scriptures on there. You can take the whole scroll with you.
Yeah, bro. Oh my God. I know. Listen, I'm gonna talk to my brother. I'm gonna talk to the Benjamin brother. I know as a flat earther, he's gonna laugh at this man that he went there. He's gonna laugh at you to scorn.
Some comment on the video with his address so we can hit him with the revised syllabus.
Yeah, I give you a syllabus. You can learn a little something, man. All right. He didn't come with nothing. He didn't come with nothing real. Nothing. He didn't come with nothing substantial. How did he show him every kingdom in the world? You don't even know that. Like, you believe that there's a tree that's the tallest tree.
It was a tower that almost reached the dome.
It had to be in the center of the earth.
I gotta go.
Yeah, because God is sitting directly above us. It's on the side. It wouldn't work.
Oh my God, man. What's the center of the earth? Huh? Is there an ice wall?
Yeah, give me the center of the earth.
Just show me. Hey,
is there an ice wall?
Ice wall.
All right.
See, tell them there are. It's a new and improved.
Yeah. Here's what you gotta understand. Now, there's denominations of flat earth. Some of these niggas realize how stupid a nigga is who tells you that there's a hill where you can see the whole world.
The whole world.
They understand that. They got a little bit more elaborate than this idiot, than this elementary school dummy.
We know flat earthers don't laugh.
You feel me? No, so they will laugh him to scorn for using that, because in part, even flat earthers will admit that the flat earth is excuse my language, it's a psyop. It's a psyop. Even dudes that believe it will admit that in part a lot of disinformation, even to certain of their beliefs, has put out, and dumb, retarded arguments like that are prime examples of it.
It's an ITR.
Well, first off, what you don't realize is, he said ITR been cut us. Now, what did we debate ITR on that? This idiot. let me show you something. Genius. Let me show you something. All right. I don't want to show too much here, but watch this idiot who said that. Watch this. No, hold on. What's his name? Ice. Ice. Now, what does that say right there? Whose name is that? Can y'all see that? He's watching right now. Whose name is that? Ice JJ Facebook. That's the name of the leader of ITR who's been texting me during this whole thing. You idiot. What are you talking about?
And with that, we give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, real quick, man. And all brothers, man, stay strong. This Feast of Unleavened Bread is going to be up Sunday night. Oh. So, man, stay strong, man. All right.
We're almost out.
That's right. We're almost out of here.
All
Shalom.
praise. Shalom.